Hi guys. Okay, so I haven't been around very much lately because I've been super busy with school and work and stuff. But I decided to make week 7 video. Oh, and it's about like the worst coworker you've ever had or whatever. Well, when we first started, because I was one of the first party hostesses at my work, and when we first started, we needed more party hostesses. So this girl, Kate, decided, or she got the job and stuff like that, and we kind of knew that there was something kind of weird about her, but we kind of just ignored it and like tried to get to know her and stuff like that. And she worked there for a couple of months, but she was really weird when she was working there. Like, I had this party in the back alley, which is like, we have a back alley, which is, it's part of the bowling alley where there's 4 lanes and they're separate from all the other lanes. So it's like a room and it has couches, it has a pool table, and it has the 4 lanes and stuff like that. And it's for like people that rent it out. It's really expensive, but people can rent it out if they want. Well, my party ended up wanting to go back there and they paid extra for it and stuff. Well, because they were doing it in there, they were doing cake and everything in there too, which we usually do that separately in a different room. But because they were doing it in there, they got to do everything in there. So I had to go and get a cake cutter and a lighter because they wanted to do it. And this party had been really crazy anyways. Like, the mom was up my butt the entire time. So I had to go and find one, and I couldn't find one for the longest time. And Kate had already taken a cake cutter into her room, and there was a lighter in there, so I went and told her that I was going to take them and that I'd put them back when I was done. Like, I'd wash the cake cutter and take it back and everything. Well, I was doing my party, and then all of a sudden, my boss came up to me, and she was like, did you take the cake cutter and lighter out of Kate's room? And I had told her yeah, and then I had already told her that I was going to replace it and everything. And she told me that Kate had come to her crying, saying that I was trying to sabotage her and was trying to like make her look bad and to make her do her job like bad, so that way she would get fired and stuff like that because I took that stuff. And I was like, I already told her about that and stuff. So she was like, okay, well, just take the stuff back and put it back. And I was like, well, that's what I was just getting ready to do. And so I had to go and put everything back and then like apologize to her. And I don't know, she was just weird. There was that one, and then there was the coworker that I got fired for sexual harassment. That was really bad. We were friends, and he was 23, and like I knew he was that old, and I was 16 at the time, and I knew he was 23, and like I didn't care because we were just friends or whatever. Well, he got my number because I gave it to him because I was like, well, we're friends, like it's not going to be a big deal, whatever, you know. And we had been talking for a few months before I even gave it to him, so I was like, I didn't think it would be a huge issue or whatever. Well, he started texting me that night, and I got off at like 11 o'clock that night, or like 12 o'clock that night, midnight, and I had to go home and sleep because I had to work at 9 o'clock the next morning, which means I had to get up at like 7:38. And he started texting me. Well, he started texting me like really, really inappropriate things, like telling me that I needed to break up with my boyfriend that I had at the time and be with him, and asked me if I had ever had sex or if I've ever had anal sex, and like how much anal sex is really good when you have it with the right partner, and like all this like really disgusting, like really personal things. And I kept like not answering him. Like, I wouldn't answer his text messages, but he would call me. He would call me if I didn't answer. And I couldn't turn off my phone because my phone was my alarm. So I was like, oh my gosh. And I didn't like know how to handle it all. So I finally just like stopped answering everything and told him that I had to go to sleep because I had to work early in the morning. And like the next day I went to work and I told him I told them everything that happened, or I told my friend, the other girl that I worked with, I told her what had happened and everything, and her mom worked there when we did, and she was like, okay, well, we need to tell someone, so let's go tell my mom. And like, she kind of started telling her mom, and I just broke down crying and like ended up telling her everything. And we ended up going to the owners, and they called him and fired him like right away. But it was really weird because after it happened, one of the owners asked me if I would be okay with him working there, but just not working at the times that I was working. And I was like, seriously, you're not gonna fire this guy? But his wife was in the room when he asked me that question, and she instantly was like, no, he's not working here. He's fired. He's not working here ever again. And then he ended up texting me and asking me why he got fired, like if I knew why he got fired or whatever. And I deleted his number, and I never talked to him again. And then I found out that he was actually engaged when he was like saying all this stuff to me, and like, I don't know, it was ridiculous. But yeah, those are my two like worst coworkers ever, I guess. So yeah.